My name is Davies and I'm the co-founder of ASPA, the Association of Self-Published Authors, and author of the Utopia series. Today I'm going to be doing a live demonstration on how to use ChatGPT to check through your manuscript from end to end, and I'll be using my novel, The Utopia Deception. We'll run through a developmental edit, create a character map and a timeline, and then we'll export everything into Word. We'll start off by pasting in a prompt that I'll provide for you. We'll answer a few intake questions, and then we'll upload the manuscript, review the reports that is generated, look at the story bible that comes out of it, the character map and timeline, and then we can go through the pricing options to show you what you can actually do in free versus the paid version. Most of this you can do in free. So let's get started. So I'll begin with going through the pricing and what you can get for the free and the plus version. Free now offers and supports web search, data analysis and file and image uploads, but it does have tighter sort of rate limits, and you might hit sort of timeouts when you're uploading or trying to generate things. The plus version gives you higher limits, faster replies, and access to more advanced models from GPTs, as well as strong file handling. If you hit limits on the free, then you can just get around this by pasting shorter chunks of text in or continue later. To give you an idea of pricing, the plus version is about £20 a month, and this covers you for all sorts of things. You know, you can use it for the purpose we're looking at today, but it can help you with a multitude of things. So I find it worth paying that out for. So we're going to start by going to ChatGPT. You will need to register for this and sign in, and once you have, you should be shown this screen here. As I mentioned before, I do pay for it, so mine may look slightly different. Now we're going to simply copy and paste in a prompt, so I will share this with you later so that you can actually use this yourself. But this is the prompt we're going to put in, and I'll just quickly run through it. So we're telling it a role. We're saying that you are a senior developmental editor and a fact checker for long form books. I want it to use UK English conventions and be supportive but direct tone. This is my goal. So given my manuscript, I want it to produce a chapter by chapter with review, and I want it to provide developmental and narrative feedback, give me recommendations on plot and timeline checks, look at character consistency to make sure they're flowing consistently throughout the book, the style, the tense, point of view, a fact check. So I want it to look up historical facts, because there's quite a lot of historical facts within my books, as well as sort of providing suggestions for these. And then once it's returned them, I want it to give me an anchored scoring between 1 and 5 for each chapter, and then give me a rating overall. I've provided it with some intake questions, so it's going to ask me these first, and we'll go through those in a second. And then it's going to run through a workflow and output file. So it's saying there, if I upload a file, I want it to extract its chapters and sections. However, if I paste text in, I want it to treat each paste as a chapter. And then it will prompt me for the next chapter. I want it to build and maintain a story bible as I go, which will have the characters, places, items and events, etc. And for each chapter, I would like it to produce me a human readable output, which will hold the summary, what's working, any risks in there, the plot and timeline, character consistency and so on. Now this prompt can be adapted and changed and updated to whatever you want to add into it, but it's a really good starting place. So as you can see, it's going to say there the scoring, and then maintain a display, an overall summary, and then at the end it's going to deliver a JSON extract per chapter, which will then be used to form the index and create the export for me. And then it's got in there, ask the intake questions first and wait for my answers. So let's get started with that. So if I run that, it will have a quick read through, and it's asked me for the first answer to the question. So I'm just going to copy that into there. So mine is a novel, it's a historical fiction. Now it's asking me for my target audience and age band. So people interested in historical events, conspiracy, fiction, adventure, age 20 and over. Now it's come up with question 3, and I'm going to add in that mine is C. I want it to check historical characters, places, timelines and dates and real world events. I would like for it to be direct in its feedback. And I'm going to put in there that mine has got some trauma and political points in there. It's asking for anything that I'd like to include. So for mine, I always use single quotes for text and UK English. And in this one, I'm going to put consistency and flow, making sure that character names are consistently spelt, etc. And then for the depth per chapter that I want it to review in, I'm going to add deep. So that now has everything it needs to get started with the prompt, and now it's requesting the file upload. So as I say, I could go and paste into here my first chapter, but I'm going to add in the, there we go, it's giving me an output of what I've added. I'm going to add in the manuscript for my latest book. Okay, so that's finished uploading, and I'm going to press submit. And as it's going through, you'll get like a summary update as you go to show the stage that it's at. So, reviewing the manuscript. And this should stop after either the prologue or the first chapter to sort of say, am I doing things right here? Is this giving the responses that you're looking for? And then you can actually go in and say, yeah, that all looks good, keep going, and it will go through further details on there. So in here, in my book, I've got something about Bruce Lee, so it's doing a fact check now. As I've got this set to the thinking model, it does take a bit longer to go through some of these. So you may need to wait a while. I will actually just edit out the pauses in between each one if they do take longer, just to shorten this video. Okay, so it's taken 2 minutes 49. It's gone through the script, and this is now going to give me my feedback. So my prologue goes transfer. It's going to go and give me a brief summary of the first the prologue. It's telling me what's working well. That it's tense, briefcase, the coroner detail, communication at work. Everything, it's giving me really good some positive feedback here. It's giving me some risks. So saying around Bruce Lee's actual death circumstances. It's giving me the dates. That's saying that I've got the dates right. But readers will test the specifics, so I need to do a bit of fact checking around that. It's saying about the location. So I've got in there Macau, and it's actually got on there Hong Kong as the location. So I need to amend that. It's also got name consistency, so I've actually misspelt one of my characters' names incorrectly in different areas, so I need to just make sure that I've I've got to write, it's obviously a typo as I've gone through, but I've got a name spelt correctly there. Plotting the time frame it's going through, the timeline, sorry. Character consistency, the style and the voice, so it works well for my character Dan, the way that he comes across, and the character that he's playing. Dialogue is all good in there, that's all fine. And then at the end it gives me like a fact check, so it says which ones it's verified and so on. So it's gone up and looked up these, it's telling me where it's actually looked it up from, and then some suggested edits in here that I can add to make it improve the context. So it's giving me some suggested rewrites, so just a couple of sentences that might work better, and then it's giving me a scoring out of 5, so 4's not bad at all, I'm quite pleased with those. And then there's a couple here that are under 3, oh no, so none under 3. But yeah, it's giving me some pointers there. Then it's moved on to chapter 1, so it's doing exactly the same again, telling me what works, what doesn't, and so on. And again, it's given me the fact checker in there as well, some suggested rewrites, scores, etc. And it has actually moved on, so it's got 2. Oh, it looks like it's gone all the way through so far. 5, 6. Oh, still going, quite up with 6. So as you'll see, this is quite a valuable feedback. To go through and try and do this yourself can take a long time. You as the author yourself, you quite often miss things. So with ChatGPT, it won't miss those things. It will pick them up and it will provide these to you as you go through. So whilst I'm waiting for that, I'll wait until I'll jump to the end of in the video once it's actually exported everything, and we'll move on to how to get this exported into Word and create the character map and timeline. Okay, so this is now finished. It's taken about 20 minutes to run through, but it's come up with so much detail. I mean, if I'm going through it chapter by chapter, everything is in here. Some really good pointers. And right at the very end, it's given me, after chapter 28, the final chapter there, it's given me an overall summary of the book, telling me the strengths, where my risks are. It's given me a whole book judgment, so 4.7, 4.2 being the lowest one, which is fair enough. I mean, it's my book is very much a blend of factual and fiction, so that's about correct, but I'm quite pleased with those scores. And then it gives me loads of other helpful information here and a revision plan. So what I intend to do now is create this into a Word document so that I can actually print this off and work through it line by line and just know that I've actually covered everything off and just highlight the bits that I've done as I go through them. It's also created the scores in a JSON format so I can export those. So I'm now going to just type into the prompt that I'd like all of this in a Word document. So we're going to set that running. This may take a few moments. Okay, so that's taken about 10 minutes to actually generate. You can actually look at the analysis as it's going through, and all of this is assessing its responses before. So right the way from there is the Python code that it's gone through to generate everything. It's gone through all of that, and then it's exported that and built a document which is provided here. So I can click on the button to download the file. It opens in Word, and I'll just bring that over and show that here. So it's my developmental and fact check report for the Utopia Deception. It's told me the date that it's run it. And then it's gone through with all the different stages. what I found previously is I've actually gone through, when I've created a report like this myself, I found it easy to actually go through, and as it was creating it chapter by chapter, copying and pasting that directly into Word myself, because then I could control the formatting and so on. It's a bit quicker as well as you're going through it. But you can export it like that. Also, the free options on ChatGPT, I don't believe enable you to do an export. So next, I just want to create a character map based on this. So based on the review, so create a character map like that. Okay, and as you can see, this is now generating my character map for my various different characters. Same with which chapters they're first seen within, any relationships they have, the traits that they have, arc notes, etc. So I think it's a really useful resource to have, because it can sometimes, especially with mine, I have so many characters in there, it is quite handy to be able to reference this. Once again, you can just highlight the whole table and export that out, so that's got various different information there. Okay, so, and again, you could export it into a spreadsheet directly from here. Next thing I would like it to do is show me the story Bible that it's collated. Again, it's quite helpful information. And all of this has come from that initial prompt. So, I mean, we've been asking some additional bits as we go through, but everything has come from that one prompt that we entered in at the beginning. And again, I can export that to Word for later use. Final thing I'm going to do, just for fun, is create me a photo is to ask it to create me a photorealistic of two of the main characters from my book. And there we go, that's what it depicts Dan and Rosa looking at like, which, to be honest, is fairly accurate for how I see that they would look as well, so that's pretty good. So that's the full workload. If you found this video helpful, please do give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more author tools, and drop any questions you have below. I'll be happy to answer those. I've put the full prompt in the description, as well as the pricing details for ChatGPT, so you can get started immediately. So thanks very much for watching. I'm Lee from ASPA. Happy writing and good luck with your manuscript.